Hello and welcome back to another episode of TCN. Today, thanks to the patronage of Southgate Bourbon Bar, we have been gifted with a sampling of Redwood Empire's Haystack Needle 14-year. It's finished in I believe, a Cabernet cask. Don't quote me. I don't know bourbon. I just like drinking it. But let's get into it. For the nose, I think I'm going to say it's got a subtle sweetness, a little oaky, but overall, nice dark fruit. Gives me like a dark cherry vibe. On the front, lots of cinnamon, lots of that kind of spicy baking spice profile. As it develops, the sweetness begins to really come out. You get this really nice kind of subtle dark cherry. And as it leaves the palate, it leaves this kind of light peanutty finish. But maybe we'll put a little water in there and see what we think. Splash of water in here to see what really develops with this. I was instructed that at Southgate Bourbon Bar, they drink it straight. And for me, I always want to try a little bit of everything. So I put a little bit of water in here, not too much, just enough to bring out those notes. And let me tell you, off the nose, really brings out that kind of oaky profile from it. Still that kind of dark wood, but it really smooths it out. Makes it really approachable from just the smell alone. The cinnamon here really smooths out. It's a subtle cinnamon now. A little bit of dark fruit, a little bit of oak. It really stays to its flavor profile, but it is dangerously smooth with just a little bit of water added to it. Now that we're done talking about bourbon, how about we sit down and smoke? And today, Southgate Bourbon Bar, once again, has provided us with a Pappy Van Winkle barrel-aged cigar and asked me to pair the cigar with the whiskey and see how it is. So how about we smoke down the cigar and I'll tell you what I thought. You know what? I could show you guys the video of, that I had of it smoking with the whiskey and talk over it. But end of the day, I'm kind of flabbergasted. This gives me almost like a Bermuda Triangle type of feeling. Ships sail in there, they disappear. You have a fire-cured cigar, you expect to be tasting that fire-cured. But honestly, it disappeared. I think the oakiness of the whiskey and like that hardwood smoky flavor from the cigar cancel each other out. You're left with phenomenal notes from both that normally would be subtly, but become main stage players because of the pairing. You end up with a wonderful, beautiful, kind of sweet, dark dried fruit. Great, a little bit smoky. Honestly, the whiskey was a little bit smoky, and I was smoking a fire-cured cigar, and the whiskey tasted smokier. Otherwise, some really nice cinnamon notes as well from the whiskey, but the cigar itself too, another kind of mind-boggling situation where you're expecting that fire-cured flavor, and it's gone. You're sitting there going, where did the fire-cure go? I don't even taste it. It's great, robust tobacco end of the day. And I'm always going to stand by this. I'm always going to stand by my thoughts on the Pappy cigar, which is, if you can taste the bourbon on it, you're tasting the Pappy. End of the day, I'm getting that kind of little mineraliness that sometimes I do get from bourbon, but that little minerally note, great kind of subtle bourbon flavor profile of the Pappy. To me, I'm always going to be tasting off the cigars. For other people, might be a little different. Some really nice black pepper notes, but overall, just great, robust front stage tobacco, and you don't taste the fire cure off of it. Like I was saying, the whiskey tastes a little smokier than this actual smoked cigar, basically. But once again, I would like to thank the Southgate Bourbon Bar once again for bringing me a phenomenal whiskey to taste and a phenomenal cigar to pair with it as well. And while, once again, can't say it's the perfect pairing, I found it to be so contemplating that this really made it an interesting pairing. Something that I think everyone should try because to me, it was boggling and it was something to really deconstruct. Thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you all next time.
Completely different than the 15.
Oh, totally different. Like that cab finish
Yeah.
changes the entire fucking bottle.
Light notes of fruit to me.
Yeah, it's not as fruity as
Like
it's
smell.
not as dark fruity as like say the Stag or the 15. Like even
Yeah.
the 15 I found I was like, wow, this is incredibly nice and fruity.